The 2026 draft has concluded, and so in this video I'm going to be reviewing how well I think the Seahawks did. Before we begin, however, I do want to say that originally I wasn't planning on uploading over the offseason, but when I brought this up in my last video I got some really supportive comments asking me to keep uploading. So I thought, what the heck, I might as well try, and then I got absolutely swamped for the next month and a half. So if you're wondering where I've been, that's where I've been. I didn't have the breathing room I would have needed to keep uploading, so my bad. Unfortunately, what this means is I wasn't able to make a video prior to the draft, but I still think a video reviewing what the Seahawks did could be interesting. With all that said, let's get started. With the 32nd pick in the first round, the Seahawks selected running back Jadarian Price. This is a pretty unsurprising pick. Running back was one of the biggest holes for this team after we let Kenneth Walker go. Obviously, we still have Zach Charbonnet, which is great, but I think a big reason why our run game was so revitalized in 2025 was the fact that we had that 1-2 punch. And I think without two good running backs in the backfield, it wouldn't be quite as productive. With the 64th pick in the second round, the Seahawks selected safety Bud Clark. Another unsurprising pick since we just let Kobe Bryant go in free agency. Even though we did sign a safety from the Colts, I'm still glad we drafted one pretty high up. With the 98th pick in the third round, we selected cornerback Julian Neal. Once again, this makes sense since we just let Reek Woolen go in free agency, and while we still have Devin Witherspoon and Josh Jobe, you can never have too many good corners. With the 148th pick in the fifth round, we selected Bo Steffens. I'm certainly not opposed to taking a flyer on an offensive lineman in the mid to late rounds. With the 199th pick in the sixth round, we selected wide receiver Emmanuel Henderson Jr. This is the pick that makes the least sense to me, not that I'm opposed to it, but we already have 4 productive wide receivers on our roster. Obviously there's Jackson Smith and Jigba, and we still got Cooper Kupp. We re-signed Rashid Shaheed, and we have Torrey Horton heading into his second year. I never have a problem with taking a wide receiver with a late round pick. It's just difficult for me to imagine him getting many reps in this offense. Maybe he's a good special teamer or something. The Seahawks had 3 7th round picks. With the 236th pick in the draft, we selected cornerback Andre Fuller. With the 242nd pick, we selected defensive tackle Devin Eastern. And with the 255th pick, we selected cornerback Michael Dansby. There's not a whole lot to say about these picks. Once you get to the 6th or 7th round, it's kind of a crapshoot, but I do like just picking as many corners as we can and hoping that some of them stick. Now, how do I feel about this draft overall? This is tricky to evaluate because, I don't really know much about college football, but usually heading into the draft, I'll watch YouTube videos from people who are knowledgeable about the college prospects, so that I can get a rough idea of what players are seen as good and where they should be drafted, so that I know if there's good value and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't able to do that this year, so I'm kind of going in blind. I don't have really anything to go off of other than what position these players play and where they were drafted. However, I would say that I'm very happy with this draft. I think we addressed our 2 biggest needs with our first 2 picks. I would even say we addressed our 3 biggest needs with our 3 first picks. I like taking a running back in the first round to try and fill Kenneth Walker's shoes, not that that's an easy thing to do, and drafting a safety and a corner with 2 of our top picks makes a lot of sense, considering we just lost 2 of our starters at those positions. The Seahawks didn't have a lot of picks heading into the draft, so I'm glad we were able to obtain positions of need in the early rounds, and I'm assuming we did a bunch of trades so that we could acquire a ton of late round picks, which we used to just take a flyer on a bunch of guys. Again, I don't really know anything about any of the players we drafted, but going off of position groups alone and how well we addressed our positions of need, I think I would give this draft a B+, especially considering we didn't have the most draft capital to work with. But there's my thoughts on the draft. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm probably going to be trying to upload at least once a month, maybe twice a month if I'm feeling ambitious. So with that said, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.